I must advise and recommend to you that if there's any opportunity for you to have an alternative place to stay, try not to have that 3-month extension. Then everybody, why? A hassle for me, leh. Hey, hassle for you, but higher price for you also.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Real Talk Real Estate, where we share with you genuine stories from the streets of Singapore regarding real estate. And today we have our very special guest, Aaron Teo.
Hey guys, how's it going, man? Thank you for having me today.
We have just reached a very early milestone of this show. There's literally Aaron introducing Aaron. You know how many stars must align for this type of show?
We even wanted to do I still remember last time when we started this real estate journey, we even wanted to do this not property Aaron Brothers, but we wanted to do because our names are similar, right? Then we market ourselves as property A team or something like that. I thought it was quite cool. But in the works, maybe we can do that very possibly in the near coming future.
Yeah. We just want to find out a little bit more about your story, your journey. Because you have actually a very interesting profession before this. And then you were so focused to being in real estate. And finally, you're in it and business is thriving, family is all happy.
Thank you,
you have a big family, 3 kids.
Planning on number 4. See how, maybe. Yeah.
So just to share a little bit more about Aaron is that he's doing very, very well. He doesn't want to share how much does he make, but basically very, very well, top producer, and also, a very, very good father, a good son, and also can manage 3 kids and keep a happy wife.
Thank you.
Freaking crazy. It's like your life is really I would say very, very intense.
I'm doing my best. I can't do it alone, but I'm just very thankful for whatever I have right now. And it's not easy, but just very thankful.
So actually today, the main focus will be, what's going on behind the Land Rover Club, that gang and all that kind of thing.
Okay.
But before we jump into that, I want to ask you a little bit more about your previous job was actually a general manager at sports school. Can you share a little bit more about that?
So basically, before I became a realtor, I was at the Singapore Sports School. I was a general manager. And my main role as a GM is basically to do recruitment. And I do scouting of talents for 12-year-olds, primary 6, because Singapore Sports School is a secondary school. So for students that are coming in, they have to be scouted and they have to be invited into sports school. So me and my team of coaches will go for competitions and scout for the top talents in Singapore. And if we can, based on some certain assessment, we feel that this child has the potential to be a national athlete in the next 2 to 3 years, then we will invite them into the sports school. Of course, coming for the open house. Then also, if they are good enough, then things will go well. Every year, we only take in 5 boys and 5 girls. I take care of the bowling academy. Yeah. So I think my main role as a GM basically is to take care of the academy, take care of the students, have close relationship with the parents, take care of the coaches as well. And also plan the yearly programs on the overseas trip. So it was very fun. I get to travel overseas with my students for international competitions, and we are competing with the Koreans, the Chinese, the Japanese. So really, really enjoyed myself in sports school for the past 3 years.
So I just want to an interesting thought came to mind is that when you actually attend those competition and you are scouting for these boys and girls, right? Do you wear a tag, or do everybody knows that, oi, jala liao, that one is a scout, man. I better play my best game.
Okay, I will wear the sports school shirt and because I need to let people know I'm from sports school, but I think word goes around and they know that I'm there to scout. So sometimes quite nice lah. I mean, some of the parents are, oh, hi, Mr. Aaron, then offer me a drink and stuff like that. Yeah, so
you mean a bribe?
No lah, not with a drink lah. No lah. I mean, not supposed to, but I think people present their best selves to me when I'm at the competitions, because they also know what sports school can offer to them, and then they are very keen on getting their child into the Singapore Sports School program, and it gives them a very, very good opportunity to join the national team as well. So I think people present their best selves to me when they see me lah. So very grateful for that. So that's what I experienced.
Just one very interesting question before we jump into the Land Rover questions, right? What is the difference between, because I believe in a very academical education system like in Singapore, right? People will just want to go into those other 名校 school where, education, the exams are the main focus. But then, what is the enticement? I believe there are some very talented boys and girls, but they decided to, or rather the parents decided to, push them more towards the academical route.
Yep.
But what was the very good factor that a student should come in to sports school?
Wow, I like selling sports school, but it's the truth. I do see it happen. Okay, I think the main thing is that if you're looking for a school that allows your child to balance, like really balance sports and education at the same time, really you have to go to sports school. Like, give you an example, like if you have an exam, you have a national exam, and if you join a normal mainstream school and you have a national exam, but you are representing maybe Singapore in a competition, the school will tell you, oh, you either choose either one. You go for the national exam because we cannot postpone that. Or you choose to go for your competition and you miss the national exam. Naturally, Singaporeans, we will always go for the national exam first, but they miss out in that competition, and that competition actually allows you to if there's an opportunity to win it, and then it gives you to the next level and then bumps you up in the national team. These are all very important as a sports person, Yeah. So sports school, what they will do, right, is that they will push back. They will have special arrangement with MOE to push back your national exam so that you can attend your competition, and then when you come back, the teachers will actually have a one-on-one tuition with you to get you ready for this exam. Things like that. So special arrangement can be done because only you're in the Singapore Sports School. Yeah. So only for people who really want to balance both sports and studies. Other schools is you have a choice, choose one. But over here is really we make sure that you can have the best of both worlds. Yeah.
How important is sports to somebody to a child's development?
I played volleyball since young, and we were very blessed and fortunate to have multiple championships over the years. I think it's very cliche, but it's very, very important because I think it's the foundational experience that you get not only as an individual but with your teammates as well. Then you learn to have that camaraderie and work well with others, so that maybe not most of the people will not play sports for the rest of their lives unless you're a professional. But for me, I played for a good whole part of my schooling days. I think that has allowed me to learn how to work well with others and also understand that everybody has their own differences. And so, yeah, I really recommend sports for everybody in their growing years, especially, even my kids. Yeah. So I think it's really important.
Thank you for sharing that. Actually, the main interesting point about this podcast session, right, is actually about your Land Rover experience. But I dare to say that, I believe the audience also find that, whatever you just shared just now, it's very interesting. And a lot of parents out there, they also want to, weigh it out for their kids.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want me to share about my Land Rover, is it? Like what?
Yeah,
what do you want to know about?
So what significance does driving a Land Rover means to you?
Okay, so I have this belief that in life, I think we really got to do something that we really love. I know we all have choices to choose we have a choice to drive a car, drive a motorbike, or take the public transport, which is totally fine. I was fortunate and blessed enough to be able to afford a car. So the next question is what type of car? And to me, me and Cheryl, my wife Cheryl, we love very unique and classic looking vehicles. So before the Land Rover Defender came along, we actually, when we were dating back in our schooling days, we were riding a vintage Vespa. So when we would ride the Vespa, go and play mahjong, go for supper and stuff like that. So naturally, when we have an opportunity to buy a car, we will want to buy something that's very unique and different and something that matches our lifestyle and what we really like. So the Land Rover Defender really represents us because we like outdoor, we like to go camping, go picnic with the kids. So the Defender is really something that is iconic, and I think it really represents who we are. So yeah, not the first choice for many, but definitely the first choice for us. So yeah.
I understand the Land Rover actually benefited your family, created a lot of good memories.
Oh, for sure, man. Yeah.
But how does it help with your real estate business?
Oh, okay. I think the main thing, every week, I always get random messages and calls from people saying, "Hey, Aaron, I saw you at Katong. Hey, Aaron, I saw you at Novena. Were you around the area?" And yes, I was there because I was doing a showing. I was talking to a client, and because my Land Rover is in a very unique color, which helps me get spotted very easily. So, and I have gotten business through that. When people say, "Hey, I saw you. Anyways, my mom needs to sell this house." Or anyway, my auntie need to rent out the place. So I guess in that aspect, it has really helped me to market myself without knowing because of the color of my Land Rover Defender. So So yeah, I think that has really helped my business. Oh, another way also is that because we drive the Land Rover Defender, we have special access and to be able to join this club called the LROS, Land Rover Owner Singapore. In short, we call it LROS lah. So naturally, we get to meet people who are also like-minded and have the same interest ma. Then they also drive the same type of car. Don't need to explain. When we meet up, we know we same vibe because we choose to drive this kind of old car, noisy, uncomfortable, but we're all the same style. So naturally, I have a new network of people that I meet. And in the Land Rover group also, I have helped my friends because they are technically my friends, so I've helped them to buy a house, to sell their house, also to rent out their place. And so yeah, I think this has really, having a Land Rover Defender helped me in my business in a way. Yeah. Yep.
So what do you guys do in this exclusive club? Like, is it partying or like...
Okay, so we meet up every once a month. I don't go every month. I try to also. But so basically we'll always meet up once a month and just together and just hang out. That's it. And then we will always talk about future events that we're organizing. Maybe there's a camping trip upcoming in June. Usually it's in the school holidays because it's a bit more family centric. So we always try to have camping trips organized during the school holidays so that we can bring our kids along also. So we will organize camping trips. Unfortunately, Singapore doesn't have the terrain to have all these camping trips. So we will go into Malaysia up north and then we'll find some campsites and we'll work closely with the Land Rover owner Malaysia. LROM, Land Rover Owner Malaysia, and then they will have some certain campsites and they will bring us into their jungles.
And these are the Land Rover company itself, or is just people?
It is also their club in Malaysia. So LROS is Land Rover Owner Singapore. LROM is Land Rover Owner Malaysia. And then you go to different country.
Shout out to your Malaysian friends.
There you go, man. Yeah. So they will guide us on how to navigate inside the jungle. And they will also have all the safety equipment and the recovery tools to help us in case we get into a sticky situation or get stuck or anything like sometimes we have cases whereby cars also flip sideways. So we have to have some recovery. So, and yeah, they will help us out lah.
So you mentioning that, it's like a family trip and then it's a convoy to Malaysia.
Yeah.
And then you guys do, so-called that very steep upslope,
yes.
downslope.
Yep.
How dangerous it is to have your entire...
Okay. So during these camping trips, right, there's two kinds of trips. One is family centric, which is jungle off-road, a bit of river crossing, lightly simple ones. But there's also a tougher one. There's another camping trip which is meant like no kids. Like they will say, okay, no kids, and then this is really off-roading. Then they will say, okay, the level of difficulty is a bit more on the advanced. So actually, when we joined the Land Rover group, right, they actually have this training trip that we went on when I first bought the Land Rover, like about 8-9 years ago. So we went on this training trip and they teach you how to drive this car properly, the right way to use it, and in certain situations, how you should engage the differential gears to tackle the certain situations. So if you are tackling an upslope, then they'll teach you should be on which gear, your low gear, high gear, and stuff like that. So quite good. They even teach you how to hold the steering wheel, stuff like that. So so it's not like anyhow just whack only. Like we were taught the proper way to drive this.
But isn't it very scary that you suddenly your brain froze, right? And you don't know how to move forward up.
Actually, in my Instagram, I have a video of me trying to do a uphill climb, and then at the end of that climb, right, actually my car almost flipped. The camera actually captured that moment, but flip. And then it's like at the moment I'm like, oh no, this is that moment that I knew. But then after that, my car flipped back. I'm like, wow,
no.
So I mean, yes, it can be dangerous. But must take precaution lah. That one I was a bit too adventurous lah.
Okay.
Yeah, but so far, I mean, in all our camping trips, apart from saying that it can be dangerous because you're not on the normal terrain but generally nobody gets hurt, nobody's injured. That one I just a little bit adventurous lah. But other than that, everyone is still very safe and having a good time.
Where are these places in Malaysia that you do these things?
Most of they're all in Malaysia. I think like there's one in Endau Rompin, there's another one in Lemako. I mean, these are a little bit more up north. So it's not like in JB nearby. No, you have to drive up a little bit north where all the jungles are located. And their jungles are huge and you will get lost one. So that's why I really need the Malaysian guys to bring us in. They will have their chainsaws and everything all ready and set. No, in case like there's a tree that's blocking the way, they will cut it away and then like they'll make the journey fun and safe for everybody lah.
Just when you are sharing with us these stories, I can really feel the adrenaline already. Plus, you're also very animated. So, I'm not the one at the slope, right? I think the audience also, they hold their breath for
It's in
that
my Instagram.
moment.
Just gotta scroll a little bit down, and then you can find it there, lah. Yeah.
I see. So, okay, what's the difference between, because I have completely no idea, and I believe some of the audiences, they're driving, like Toyota, Mercedes, BMWs, but at the end of the day, we completely do not know what entices somebody to buy a Land Rover per se. Okay, but what's the difference between a rugged Land Rover model and a luxury model?
Wow. Okay. Okay, Land Rover got different ranges, man. They have the Range Rover, they have the Discoveries, they have the Defenders, which is what I drove. There's a Freelander. So basically, they're all meant for off-road. But there's only one model that is really rough and rugged looking, which entices, like it really, really drew me to purchase it, and that's the Land Rover Defender. So I mean, what really sets apart between the old Defender and the newer Defender that just launched a couple of years ago is that the old Defender, which I was driving, is a bit more mechanical. Everything is like, in a way, waterproof. Like you can go into the deep rivers and then things won't get short-circuited. But the newer Defenders are a little bit more electronic. They have a lot of funky, cool new gadgets around. Like even my car, my Defender didn't have an aircon. Can you imagine that? Like the car didn't have an aircon. We have to build an aircon in the car so that we can enjoy the nice environment. Because the Land Rover Defender model that I was driving, which is the TD5 model, was built meant for like the deserts and the jungle. So there was no aircon. You only have an air vent that you can open in the front. And when you drive, the wind naturally comes in, and that's your natural aircon. So of course, the newer Defenders are more urban, and then you have nice windows, very big, nice electronic aircons and stuff like that, all the gadgets. Even like air suspension, you click on it, the car will go up, the car will go down, depending on what terrain you're at. So I think that really sets apart the old Defender and the newer Defenders.
But for the newer Defenders, the luxury model, right? Are they still able to,
yes, actually they are built for that. And it's just that it's not so mechanical. Everything's electronic. So for the older Defenders, you have to set into the gear, but for the newer ones, you just have to click a button. Oh, you're in the off-road, you're in the off-road mode already. Oh, you want to go up higher? Then you press, then the car so we'll go up. And okay. So it's all very electronic, very cool and really, very cool. But of course, with cool gadgets comes a very cool price. It's almost like a HDB, price of a HDB.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, right? How much would you recommend somebody to drive a Land Rover?
Wow. Okay, coming from a Land Rover Defender owner, right? Of course, it's like off the scale. It's like 11, 12, 13, 14 if it's possible. But I think if you really if you really love adventure, something outdoor, something different, I think you must at least try driving a Defender for a while. But I must say, it is not comfortable. It is noisy. It breaks down, and parking also cannot go a lot of places because of the height limit. So, but if you're okay with all this, then hey man, welcome to the Land Rover Club. Yeah.
Oh, but you mentioning that I think you did mention before that on your trip to Malaysia in a convoy, and then I think your car wasn't doing so well.
Oh, okay.
And then you had your whole family in the car as well. So how do you could you share with us one of those incidents?
Okay, when that happens, there's only one thing you can do, and that's pray. You just have to pray that your car can last you until you cross the Singapore checkpoint. And then if anything happens, it has to happen there. Then you can call the tow truck. Because we have had cases whereby when we go camping with our friends in a convoy, right? On the way to the campsite, the car broke down already. So we had to get the tow trucks from Malaysia to tow you back to the checkpoint and tow you across the checkpoint. Wow, it's very leceh.
So that would be the end of the trip for that person.
Oh, but this family, damn cool, man. Hey, shout out to Roy and Shin. You guys damn cool. So what they did is that they took all their barang, they hop onto another guy's rig, and they just get the tow guy to send the car back. Because adventure is definitely not going to be out of their list. They're still going for the camping trip. So they went, so they brought all their stuff, and then I still remember at the campsite, we were all together, that particular camping trip. So we all were together, then we were cooking, and then we were like, oh, Sienna, your car spoiled, but never mind, we're still here in the jungle, getting to experience this whole thing.
But it's quite chaotic, right? I mean, if you have, especially with a newborn and stuff like that, and then they are like, oh, the screaming baby.
Okay, so for my trip in particular, when I actually went on a trip to towards Desaro because I wanted to drive on the beach. Yeah, so yes, what happened is that there's a couple of things that happened. My aircon broke down. There was no aircon. So of course we went to a nearby shop to buy all the fans for all the kids. But the good thing is that nobody complained. I don't know. It's just like when you grow up, when your kids grow up in a Defender, right? It's like they learn to enjoy hardship. Like they don't realize that no aircon is actually very sian, no? But they okay lah. Then they just take the fan, then they blow. It's super hot, and they wind down the windows. And my wife was like with Declan. Declan was like I think like 7 months back then. Like nobody's complaining. Yeah, if Declan can drink milk, no complaints. So yeah, and then we were driving halfway. For some reason, my light bar, like the screws came loose and it dropped halfway. So, but thankfully, in a Land Rover Defender, you have everything, and you have tow straps, you have all the whatever that you need for rescue situations. So I had certain straps where I could strap up my light bar, and that saved the situation. So and we were already on the way back already. So just to cross the custom. Once you cross the custom, it's like, wow, you cross the finish line. You know you're in a safe zone lah. So all is good lah. But just that in my whole journey of driving this Defender for 8 years, really a lot of breakdowns, really a lot of unforeseen circumstances happen, but I've never seen my wife or my kids complain once. So I think it's fantastic. It's not meant for everybody, but if you can take that, I think you are ready to drive a Defender. Yeah.
So you recently, I'm not sure we can share this publicly because among friends, right, you're not very loud in telling people that I've just changed to a newer model.
Okay.
So how much better is the newer model, and how hard was it to let go of the previous one?
Wow, okay. So driving a Defender, we drove it for 8 years lah. So of course, I mean, driving a Defender, like even like my wedding, my kids grow up, all the photos all will have my Defender in it. And we call it Jello because of the color, it looks like a jelly. So anyways, when we decided to sell Jello, it was really based on the purpose and the needs of what our family wants lah. So I shared earlier on that we are thinking of a number 4 kid. So technically Jello can have 4 kids at the back, but we cannot fetch anybody else after that. So we decided we need to upgrade to a 7-seater lah. And we were looking in the market, and there's no other 7-seater that caught our attention other than the Land Rover Discovery 4. And not any other Discovery. It's the older Discovery, which is like in 2013 one. It's the one that has the boxy look. And what made me really, or rather what made us really like the Discovery is that there was one day I was walking with the kids, Dylan and Danielle, to OTH at Tampines. And then I told Dylan, hey, Danielle, check it out, man. This is the car that daddy is thinking to buy. What do you think about it? And then they looked at it, they're like, wow, this is the daddy car. When they say daddy car, it's like the Defender lah. I said, wow, this is like the daddy car, but it's a car. So that made me realize that, wow, okay, I think my kids are proof ready because they really enjoy the Defender. So to get something that's similar with a boxy look and yet serve the purpose and needs of my family, to have 4 kids, to have a 7-seater, very spacious. The last 2 rows, adults can sit. Like even me and you can sit at the back. I'm very wide, you're very tall. So we can sit at the back and be very comfortable. And that was the decision maker for us to decide to get the Land Rover Discovery 4. Lor. Yeah.
I see. And how hard was it to let go of the last one?
I mean, as much as we love Jello so much, but I think there's a saying lah that good things have to go for greater things to come lah. So right now we have officially bought our Disco 4. It's called, we call it Disco 4, and then we drive it for the past 2 weeks already. Wow, fantastic drive, man. Suddenly, I mean, coming from a Defender, the Defender it's noisy, it's uncomfortable, sometimes no aircon, and then like you cannot go parking. Suddenly now I reverse all these. Wow, got aircon, super comfortable, super quiet, drive on the highway, can drive very fast. I mean, not breaking the speed limit, of course. Yeah, but the Defender, you can drive until 90 only, and then it starts screaming at 100, So, I mean, it's a world of a difference. But of course, we did a family photo shoot with Jello before we officially handed over to the new owner lah. So yeah, I'll be posting it very soon on my social media platforms.
We're going to jump into more questions on how you juggle hobby, career, and family.
Okay.
But before that, I want to ask you some very light-hearted, rapid-fire question.
Sure. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So, would you choose Marina Bay Sands or Gardens by the Bay?
Gardens by the Bay.
Chicken rice or laksa?
Ooh, chicken rice.
Which Land Rover model tops your list?
Wow. Well, I have to say still the Land Rover Defender lah. Yeah. Yep.
East Coast Park or Sentosa for longboarding?
Oh, East Coast Park, man.
Durian, yay or nay?
Wow, that's a hell yeah.
Night safari, Singapore Zoo for a day out?
Singapore Zoo. Sorry, that took a while, but yeah, Singapore Zoo.
Okay. Best food adventure, Chinatown or Little India?
Wow. I love both. Okay, I'll go with Chinatown for now. It's just the feeling of what I feel like eating now. It's Chinatown. Yep.
Awesome. I think after the last few minutes of you sharing and then this rapid fire question round, I think the audiences really know more about you. But we want to know even deeper.
Okay.
So how do you really find the balance between your hobby, having a thriving career and managing family?
Okay. Well, that's a very interesting question. I think for me, what I do is that I prioritize what's most important to me first. I know many people will put their work first, maybe their hobbies, but for me, I really prioritize family first. So there are certain timing in the day that I will block out just for family only, and everything else other than that, then I will put in my hobbies and my work. But what's interesting is that now that you mentioned about hobbies, I've integrated my hobby with my kids. So for me, my hobby is like going longboarding, going on picnics, going on this kind of small little adventures, and I always bring my kids along. So technically, I'm doing what's most important to me, which is my family. I'm spending time with them, but yet enjoying my hobby at the same time. So it's like a 2-in-1. So I save a lot of time on that. Yeah. But for me, what I do is really I focus a lot on family and spending time with them. That's why my Instagram is full of longboarding videos and like going on picnics with them. So I will get that settled first, and then I will get my work done after that. Because if I don't settle family first, and if I work all the way, I won't be happy, then I will have no reason to work hard already. But every time I settle my family first, then I know, okay, it's time to do work already. So I just have to balance this way.
And you also have like some special date moments, right, during the day with your wife?
Okay. Fortunately, Cheryl is a ballet teacher, so she doesn't have to clock in 9 to 5 like office hour. So if she has to go for ballet class, teach ballet classes, she will start like maybe 5 o'clock, sometimes 6 o'clock in the evening. So, and fortunately now as a realtor, our time is a little bit more flexible. So during the daytime, we will have short pockets of moments that we can go on dates. So recently what we've been doing, right, is that when we drop the kids off, right, we try to drop them early now, but the earliest is also 7:30. We drop them off already, and then we'll zoom to the custom, and then we'll go to Malaysia for a very short getaway. And then we will be, like, we enter Malaysia, like small jam and stuff like that, maybe 8 plus go in. We go in, eat breakfast, eat dim sum, eat lunch, don't even have time to go for massage or whatever, but just get our groceries done. Still family oriented, but we are on a date, you know what I mean? Yeah, nothing fancy, but we will probably reach the checkpoint by 12 noon or maybe 12:30, because we want to come back before Dylan ends school.
Yeah.
Primary 1. Yeah. So you see, we are still very focused on family, but yet we still want to have a getaway time. And the best thing of all, we can do it anytime, any weekday in a week. So dating doesn't need to be on a certain day. It has to be like it can be on a random morning. Hey, tomorrow want to go now? Okay, let's go now. Then we'll check the jam. Okay, good to go. Then we'll go already. And then now with the Discovery, wow, so comfortable. Jam never mind lah. We'll just sit inside and enjoy music. It used to be the Defender. Then like, wow, had to clutch in, clutch out. Quite leceh lah. But yeah, so we have all these short moments, and that's how I balance family and work.
So we have given some love to your hobbies, your family. And then I want to ask you, what is your main objective, or what do you want to see your help towards your client?
Oh, wow. Okay, there's this one, principle that I follow very, very closely when I serve any clients. You can be a client, auntie, uncle, renting out your room for retirement. You can be a client that is selling your $7 million landed property. And it all goes down to this very same principle. What is your purpose and need? Like, this has to be sorted out at the very start.
Okay.
If your purpose and need is so that, I have clients telling me, Aaron, I just want to sell my place, and my purpose and reason is because I want to do an investment. Help me find the best investment opportunity that gives me the best capital appreciation after 3 to 4 years. Okay, that is your purpose, that's your need, let's go. But if your purpose and need is like, I'm looking to upgrade, right now we're staying in a 4-room, we want to upgrade to a 5-room HDB, still three bedroom, but we need a bigger living room because my kids are growing up. We want to have a little bit more space. So if that is your purpose, that is your needs, then we will be focused on that. So to me, as long as you are very clear on your purpose and your needs of moving, then I think that is the most important. And actually, what's interesting is that I've had clients that came to me and they say, Aaron, hey, I saw how you sell house. I really want to sell my house right now. And I said, oh, what's your purpose? Oh, no lah, my house just MOP 5 years long, so I just want to sell. And I'll tell them, hey, wait, hold on, man. The purpose, that's your purpose? They will do analysis. Hey, actually, your development, And this is easy. Your development got 52 units on sale. Leh. If your purpose is not strong to move right now, I will tell you to wait it out. Lor. Let these 52 units fight first. Let them push up the market, push up the price. We sell your house after 6 months. And he's like, hey, bro, I want to give you business that I want to sell now, don't want. I say, yeah, it doesn't matter. I rather help you get the best price than to sell your unit right now. I think right now in the market, a lot of realtors, they like to must buy now, must sell now. But actually, what's best for your clients is really to understand what they need and what is their purpose. And if holding it is best for them, then you have to tell them. Because at the end of the day, we really want the best for our clients.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess a market overview before advising the clients to take action. I think that's the way to go.
Yeah.
So do you have any advice for working parents trying to balance it all?
Wow. I think always remember what is the reason you are doing what you're doing. Some people just work for the holidays. Like they really want to because they want to go on holiday to spend time with the family. And always remember what's the reason why you're doing it. But if the reason is going on holidays, actually there's a deeper meaning. It's because you want to spend time and give a good experience to your kids. So actually that translates to you don't need to work like overtime all the while in your office. You get your work done as fast as possible, as efficient as possible, so that you will come back still having energy to spend time with your kids. I think that's the most important. I mean, sometimes I think a lot of most Singaporeans actually have an 8 to 5 job, which they have to be in the office for a period of time. So understand that this is your working hour and try not to exceed that if possible, because actually there are people at home waiting for you to get home. So really try your best to balance. I know sometimes there's OT involved, but try to keep it to a minimum because the reason why we're working is so that we can provide for our family. And spending time, like quality time with our family, is also providing for the family. It doesn't have to be monetary. So I think always remember the reason you started. Yeah.
So I want you to share a little bit more about how do you actually, consider to move from your very nicely renovated 5-room MOP unit to EA.
Okay, yes. Okay, just to share with everyone, I currently stay in a 5-room BTO, which just not newly MOP'd. You see my style already. Don't sell when just newly MOP'd. So anyways, I waited for the market to push up a little bit. But of course, at that point of time when it newly MOP'd after a couple of months, was it the right time for my family to move? No, we were not ready yet because I was still starting off in real estate. We were also trying to get our footing, and then COVID was around. Cheryl couldn't do her classes. So anyway, long story short, we sold our 5-room at a very, very good price. And then we decided to buy an executive apartment. What's an executive apartment? So a lot of people know what's a maisonette, right? Maisonette is the 2-story HDB. But just imagine that 2-story, the size, you bring it out to 1 level. That is an executive apartment. It's huge. It's 147 square meters big. Yeah. So yes, we decided to buy an EA. Also in Tampines, because my kids, they study in Tampines. And my support system, my family, Cheryl's family, all in Tampines also. So we want to stay in the east, in Tampines. And we decided to buy an EA under one name. So it's very unique because not many people know about this. So the reason why we did that is because ultimately the end goal is to own 2 properties. Oh, that's 4. Own 2 properties. So the plan is I own 1, Cheryl own 1. So but how do we do that? At the lowest quantum, but yet fulfilling the purpose of the family. You realize I keep going at purpose because I think that's very important, because if you cannot fulfill the purpose, then actually you don't need to sell your house. You don't need to move on. You can stay put. Why go through the whole hassle? So we sold our 5-room BTO and we bought an EA under one name, under my name. And then we put Cheryl as the essential occupier so that after 5 years, if we are able to save enough, mark my words, this is my plans. So let's go back to this.
It's recorded now.
Yeah, man. So basically, after 5 years, we would have saved enough and helped Cheryl to use her name to buy a private property. And with that, we do not need to pay any additional buyer stamp duty. No ABSD. And at that point in time, me and Cheryl will have 1 property each. And then maybe we will rent out the private property. And then, we'll do some investment on this. Maybe after 3 years, then we will sell. Or ultimately, maybe if this condo is big enough, this private property is big enough, my family can move over to this and then we can rent out the HDB. Also can, either ways. The idea is to have 2 properties. That is the end goal. And for us, the purpose is to get the lowest quantum but the biggest house and with the fantastic layout. So, and everything is met. This is a level 12 unit, unblocked view, fantastic greenery view. Within Tampines, near our parents, is fantastic. Everything ticks the checkbox. So,
But how much more difference is the layout comparing to your previous 5-room flat?
Okay. So most of the BTOs now is all like a bit like cookie cutter, ma. All is the same layout. You come in, it's the living room, and then it's either your bomb shelter in the living room, if not, it's at the kitchen, which is a bit more rare. And then all your rooms are all at one side. And they walk, and then there's a kitchen, and then there's a walkway to your kitchen, to your rooms 1, 2, 3. However, I think what's most important, a lot of people look past this very important thing about looking for your next home, right? Is the layout. There are many EAs in Tampines that are closer to Tampines Mall, Century Square, the central part of Tampines, but we decided not to go with that. One thing also because they are older. So just a fun fact for you all to know, when HDB, when they build their towns, right, they always build from the center, from the MRT, the shopping malls, they will build outwards. So the units that you see that are super convenient, walking distance to the MRT, they are always naturally a bit older. So the ones that are the EAs that were nearer to the central is like 40 years old, 38 years old, much older. Yeah, but we chose one that is a little bit off, not too far away. I just checked Google Maps just now. If I were to drive, and thankfully because I have a car and when we drive from our new house to the central area, it's about 7 minutes drive. So not too long. And I think that's okay.
Central Tampines.
Central Tampines area, yeah, Central Tampines area. So we
Not
decided
later
to
they
go
get
with
a
that.
wrong idea. You're speeding with your disco phone.
No lah. So basically, so that's why we chose. And this EA has a fantastic rectangular layout. The rest of the EAs that are in the central area, which is super convenient, which is nothing wrong with considering those. They are 40 years old. The one that I bought is 30 years old. There's a 10-year gap. That would help you in the exit strategy if there's a need to. But the layout was like a no-brainer for us. No offense to anybody staying in this kind of EAs, but the EAs that were nearer to central was in a U-shaped one. They have 2 living rooms, and then they have a bedroom in the center, and then they have like 3 rooms at the side, and then their kitchen is a little bit smaller. Like, it's a bit weird for us. Like, why do we need 2 living rooms? Why not? Yeah. But the one that we saw at block 400 plus, I already know where I stay there, block 400 plus, right? So you can see Eco Green. This layout for this unit is just one giant rectangle. So when you come into the house, you will see a living room over here, and then 1 room, 2 room, 3 room, and a 4th room over here. So this living room over here, well, I don't know whether there'll be a diagram, but this living room over here is 10.2 meters long. 10.2 meters long is crazy, and there's no hidden walkway. So this whole layout is super functional, super awesome, and I mean, yeah. So I think just want to share with everybody that when you're looking for a home, right, layout is actually very, very important because that will affect your exit strategy after that. Because if your layout is not functional, the buyer also will know one. Will the buyer offer a high price for that? Oh, of course, they will hold back a little bit, but when your layout is fantastic, oh man, get ready, baby, because they will definitely offer something much better. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. But do you face any challenges in transitioning because you have to sell your 5-room flat and then also find the right unit?
Okay, so I share this a lot with my clients and always tell them, I understand when people want to sell their house, they always ask for 3-month extension. They always ask for that. Like, what is that? Actually, the 3 months extension is so that when you can move into your new house and then you have a pocket of time to renovate a new house and then you can move in smoothly, right? People always like to have that they plan to have the 3-month extension so that they can move in seamlessly. However, I must advise and recommend to you that if there's any opportunity for you to have an alternative place to stay, try not to have the 3-month extension. Then everybody, why? Hassle for me, Hey, hassle for you, but higher price for you also. Because as a buyer, right, if you want to buy a house, will you be more drawn to a unit that has no extension? Definitely, because you know what I mean? But so as a seller, if you can sell your house with no extension, be ready for a higher than normal price. And that is what I did. So when we sold our place, we asked for no extension. We said we don't need extension. That's why the buyer offered a very good price for us. There was a total of 60K COV. Yeah. And also, because of that, that came with a little bit of trouble because we need to find an alternative place. So thankfully, my sister has a 4-room unit in Tampines as well, and it's the older 4-room, so it's larger. So my family will be moving there for the interim while we get our new house renovated, and then we'll move into our new house. So that's the only trouble I see. But of course, at a very good ending because we got a better price. Yeah.
Okay. So I guess the whole transitioning was very, very smooth, but could you share a little bit more about what you actually learned even deeper in regards to if you are holding on to a current HDB loan and then you're taking another HDB loan.
Okay.
There's some trouble in there.
Okay. Oh, you're talking about that. Okay. So basically, for those of you who do not know, right, when you are currently having or rather when you own a HDB, a BTO, and then any HDB, and then you buy another HDB, and you're taking your second HDB loan. Okay. So the sales proceeds that you get from the sale of your first house, right? The sales proceed, let's give it 300,000. When you buy your next HDB and taking a HDB loan, half of that sales proceed, right, have to pay off this new house. Yeah, so that's why.
And just to add on is that even as an experienced realtor like yourself, right, if you're doing your own transition, even if you're doing your own selling and buying, right?
Yeah.
You also need a so-called another eye to actually make sure that the numbers looks right, the timeline looks right.
Yeah.
So it's quite interesting.
Yeah.
So, but any insights for someone who is contemplating to make the same move as you?
You mean buy
like to
under one name or
maybe to sell their current place to move to a bigger place? Do you have any advice for them?
Okay, I think, as cliche as it sounds, I really think you need to engage an agent. As much as everybody feels that they can save a little bit of money when they don't engage an agent, but more often than not, when I see cases like this, they always run into a lot of potholes. Either the financial calculations screw up or the timeline planning all screw up. Because actually there's a lot of calculations involved, because when you're transiting from your current house to your next home, there needs to be proper timeline planning, because when you sell your place, there's a period of time that CPF needs to release the funds from the current house back to the CPF account. And then you will need this amount of money to flow into your next house. But so you need to adjust the timing properly. And then if you got 3-month extension, even more headache. You need to time properly. Then also you need to understand that your buy and sell will affect the next person who is actually buying your house, and then the person who you bought this house is also selling and they need to buy. So everything needs to be timed properly and managed well. So, and if you think you can do that on your own, then yeah, I think that's possible. But I think it's always, and I feel it's always important to have somebody who is experienced, who do it on a daily or weekly basis to assist you on it. Yeah, although yes, you have to pay a service fee to the company, not to us. Pay to the company before they chop it up. But trust me, I think it's really beneficial. I think the idea is basically similar to renovating your house. You can either choose to renovate yourself, get a contractor and do it on your own, or you hire an ID, which you have to pay him a certain fee and help you to manage everything, and also have the eye for the design to make sure your house sui ma. So that when you move in, everything, no problem. But how many cases have we heard where they get their own contractor and then actually this one not done properly, that one not done properly? Yes, you got it at a slightly cheaper price, but the whole transition was not smooth, then got gaoze, got arguments, then not very pleasant. So sometimes I think, and I've heard of stories whereby they actually spend more when they hired a contractor, actually one of my personal family members, because then the contractor ran away. Then they had to spend more to engage an ID to cover up for the work that's half done. So I think, you don't have to engage an agent, but I think it's really good to have a professional eye to guide you in the whole process. Yeah.
What objectives have you set for yourself for this upcoming 2024?
Wow. Okay. I think the main thing for me is I've been spending a lot of time with my family, to the point that sometimes I go back to work, I lost a bit of momentum. But I think my main focus in 2024 is building business and relationships. I think that is very important, especially as a realtor, because for me, I never calculate how much is my service fee, of how much I've accumulated over the past 1 year. I've never calculated how many deals I've closed. But I think what's most important for me in 2024, which is going to be similar, is to build relationships and also build businesses, because that is where the referral will naturally come in. Because at the end of the day, my plan is to spend more family time and not go out there to look for business, but let people naturally look for me for business. And how is that done? Is by building relationships. And I want to increase my network. I want to meet new people and make new friends. And and share with them the value of a realtor if they ask. If not, then just keep it normal and natural, because naturally, when people get to know you better, they will get to pick and choose who's the realtor. There's 40,000 agents in Singapore, leh. 40,000, leh. I don't know if the number is correct, but if I'm not wrong, it's 40,000. I mean,
It's a lot.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, and why did they pick Aaron Long? Why did they pick Aaron Teo to help them? It's because of the relationship that you have formed, ma. They trust you, they entrust their housing plans and goals with you, and they know that you will do a good job. So I think that's most important in picking a realtor. I mean, you can pick anybody, but at least pick one. At least pick one, because these realtors have been doing it day in, day out. They know what is it like. They even can sense the market. So I think that's important for anybody who wants to buy and sell, to rent, and to understand whether your purpose is there. If purpose not strong, then you don't have to move, man. Yeah.
Okay. Could you share one current market sentiment that you're experiencing right now?
Okay. A lot of people always ask me this, lah. Hey, what do you think? The market is going to up, going to down? Or what? So, unfortunately, nobody has the crystal ball. I'm telling you, nobody has. If anybody has and tells you, or confirm like that, actually, I don't know where is he getting the information from. Nobody knows what will happen in the market. However, because we are in the market, we are current, we can sense it. I feel that the rates for the mortgage loans, right, the rates will drop slightly. It's starting to show signs of dropping already. It will drop. It will continue to drop over time. And with the interest rate dropping, right, what will happen is a supply and demand things. All the buyers are like, hey, wow, interest rate so low. Time to go into the market, go and buy a house already. And when that happens, everybody floods. When all the buyers flood into the market, what will happen? The sellers will be like, hey, wow, so many people want to buy a house. No problem. I asked for higher price. And if all the sellers ask for higher price, because there's so many buyers in the market, I do feel and foresee that the market will continue to move even higher. I know this is not, everybody's like, wow, hoping that, people say that the market will drop, but for sure, the market won't nosedive. It won't like overnight, suddenly, now houses so cheap, everybody go and buy. It will self-correct itself. So anyways, I feel that the market right now, it's still hot, not as fire hot as a couple of months back, or 1-2 years back, but now the market is still buoyant, but it's starting to stagnate a little bit, not as hot as before. But if the interest rate will start to drop, then do expect the prices to go up even steeper. Yeah.
Is there any final things that we have missed out before we end off this episode?
Oh, wow. Any final things? I think it's important. I mean, okay, I don't know. Okay, this thought just came to my head. So basically, I think because of social media, right, a lot of realtors are putting themselves out there. How they're putting themselves out there is really up to them, because it's their way of marketing. Yeah, a lot of people like to show the fancier side of real estate. They like to show that, they've got awards and stuff like that. I think that there's nothing wrong with that. I take pride in actually not even marketing any of the awards that I received. It's because I don't want people to remember me as an award agent. Oh, Aaron is the award-winning agent. Actually, I want people to remember me and my teammates to be the realtor that helps other people. I think that's important because of social media, a lot of people do their own way of marketing, right? It kind of makes realtors look very, I wouldn't say ugly, but people will form their own persona and, their own idea of what a realtor is. So naturally, when people want to buy or sell, they're like, realtors again. But actually do understand that there's a lot of realtors out there who have the heart for you. And yes, you have to pay a service fee to the company, not us. However, we have your interest at heart, and I think we only want the best for you. So pick the right realtor, and as long as they can help you solve your purpose and your needs, you are good to go. Yep.
All right, final rapid fire questions.
Still got okay.
Before we end off this podcast. All right, Discovery or Defender?
Oh man, Defender.
Your go-to local dessert?
Ice kacang with the durian on top. Yeah.
How do you find Orchard Road during Christmas? Is it enchanting or overwhelming?
I think it's enchanting actually. Yeah.
A hawker center you would recommend?
This one, everybody know. Okay, so I highly recommend Bedok 216 Food Market. This one serves the best lor mee in Singapore. Marbo lor mee. Shout out to Marbo lor mee. I have no interest in that business but anyways, Marbo lor mee, right? It's a franchise all over Singapore, and trust me, I've been to every single franchise to taste. I'm a lor mee fanatic But Marble Lor Mee at Block 216 Bedok Food Market is the best because their fried fish are super gao and thick and big piece one. And everybody else serve the small nuggets. I'm sorry, but it's the truth, man. So head on down to Block 216 Food Market. Try the Marble Lor Mee over there. It's super long queue. Try Chris Kway Chap. Try the mee siam. It has the milky taste. Super awesome. Add more peanut for the extra kick. Yeah.
Hopefully after this you'll get lifetime supply of food.
Wow, best
Free advertising. If you have to choose one Land Rover that you have to drive for life, which one would it be?
I know I said Defender just now, but you said for life, right? I would say the Disco 4, the one that I just got, because it's super comfortable. Yeah.
Awesome. Best location in Singapore to watch the sunset?
Oh, wow. This is going to be interesting. It's going to be my future house because we chose that with a very unique west sun facing, but the sun is being blocked by a certain angle, so we do not have a direct sun, but yet we will still see the sunset. So it will be my house. Yep.
Beautiful. Can't wait to look forward to actually visiting it.
I can't wait to have you guys over, man. Yeah.
All right. So where can our audience actually find you on social media platforms?
Oh, okay. Hey, follow me on Instagram at I am Aaron Teo. Just follow my Instagram. You'll be able to see my Facebook. But basically, I post everything and anything about my life in Instagram, on my stories, what I have for breakfast, how I spend time with my family, and my real estate journey as well. Actually, I just posted a couple of videos today. Go check it out. And so hope to see you guys there, man.
All right, awesome. Thanks for being here in this podcast.
Thank you very much, man. Thanks for having
And thank
me.
you guys for your time to actually tune in to this podcast. We hope you find the stories interesting, and we'll see you on the next one.